In the journey of life, there comes a time when we must make a choice that shapes our existence, our purpose, and our destiny. It's a choice between the transient pleasures of the world and the eternal love of God. This choice revolves around Christ, a choice to walk with Him. But why choose Christ? What does it mean to walk with Him? To understand this choice, we must first grasp the profound love of God and the consequences of sin. We're all too familiar with the weight of our mistakes, the burden of guilt, and the ache of brokenness. Yet in the midst of our imperfection, there stands one who was perfect in every way: Jesus Christ. He, the sinless Son of God, willingly bore the consequences of our sin on the cross. It was His perfection that made Him the perfect sacrifice, the Lamb without blemish, who took upon Himself the sins of the world. The life, death, and resurrection of Jesus Christ represent the ultimate expression of God's love for humanity. John 3:16 assures us, "For God so loved the world, that He gave His only Son, that whoever believes in Him should not perish, but have eternal life." When we choose Christ, we choose life in abundance. Jesus said in John 10:10, "I came that they may have life and have it abundantly." It's a life filled with purpose, joy, and the assurance of God's presence. This choice is of paramount importance, for it determines not only our present, but also our eternity. Romans 10:9 declares, "If you declare with your mouth Jesus is Lord, and believe in your heart that God raised Him from the dead, you will be saved." When we choose Christ, we acknowledge not only our need for His forgiveness, but also our desire to walk in His footsteps. He beckons us to lay down our burdens, to surrender our brokenness, and to find rest in His embrace. The journey with Christ isn't without its challenges. It requires us to confront our fears, to embrace vulnerability, and to trust in His perfect plan for our lives. But in surrendering to Christ, we find true freedom. The freedom to be authentically ourselves, to love extravagantly, and to live with purpose and passion. Walking with Christ is more than just a decision. It's a daily commitment, a commitment to cultivate intimacy with our Creator, to abide in His presence, and to follow where He leads. It's in the quiet moments of prayer, in the stillness of our hearts, that we hear His voice calling us by name. He assures us of His steadfast love, His unchanging faithfulness, and His promise to never leave us nor forsake us. So why choose Christ and walk with Him? Because in Him we find the fulfillment of our deepest longings, the healing of our deepest wounds, and the hope of our eternal salvation. Because in Him we discover the true meaning of love. A love that transcends our failures, our shortcomings, and our insecurities. It's a love that sees us as we truly are, and yet chooses to love us unconditionally. The invitation is extended to all, to come and experience the boundless love of Christ, to find forgiveness, healing, and wholeness in His embrace. Will you accept His invitation? Will you choose Christ and walk with Him? The choice is yours.